Hey guys, welcome back to the program. Welcome back to the DeeTimeLove show. And I want to start off by saying a big shout out to everybody that attended World Time UK. Without the watch community, events like World Time UK would not exist. Neither would the DeeTimeLove channel. Your support has not gone unnoticed. Thank you once again, and even another big shout out to the brands that exhibited. You really did show your passion for the brands. You gave the watch community a real insight to your passion and your key objectives and what you guys are hoping to achieve within the watch industry. But today guys, I want to basically showcase a brand that I found out about at World Time. They're a brand new brand called Montmarte Watchworks, based in France, Paris. Robert, the guy behind the brand, is full of passion, very charismatic guy. He joined us after for a meal at World Time UK, and it was fantastic catching up with the guy. And I really want to showcase his watches because I think he's a guy that we need to back and support on the channel. Very cool guy, and he's starting his journey in the world of watchmaking, and that's very difficult in a market that is absolutely flooded with watch brands, some good, some bad, some ugly. But this guy really is a genuine watch enthusiast, a passion for watches where he wants to bring something a little bit different. And as you can see, these are his watches, and I am going to unveil them today on the channel. But let's have a look at his Kickstarter campaign. He's looking to get as much funding as backing as he can. He's already got 51 backers already. Let's get behind this guy if you like the brands, if you like the watches. And this is the Mw3 and the Mw5 from Montmarte Watchworks, a radical re-imaging of the tourney watch for the 21st century. Now, what he's offering here is watches, one chronograph version and one non-chrono version in a tourney barrel case with element of that 21st century design. It's one of those brands where it's not going to appeal to everybody, I admit that, but he's a good guy and he's sticking to his guns, he's sticking to his philosophy, and I like that. And sometimes you can go quite far when you've got that kind of mindset. So the watches will offer Seiko NH35 movements, or with the option of going Swiss with the Sellita SW200. They're pretty much standard stuff that you get at micro brand level, but they're offering 50 meters water resistance with Swiss C3 Super Luminova. Pricing really depends on the option that you go for, whether you go for the Seiko NH35 or the Sellita. The chronograph does come with the Mecha Quartz. But guys, let's take a closer look at these watches to give you more of a feel of what this brand is all about. Let's change perspective and take a look at the brands in the flesh. Now let's take a closer look at the Mw3 and Mw5. Now the watches come with this very nice real leather pouch, and you can smell the quality of the leather, very French you could say. There's a lot of inspiration where these watches are based, and this is the actual company logo. But let's have a look at the first watch in hand, the Mw3, and let's just get a closer look at what this watch brand is all about. Let's get this into focus. And there you have it, this tonneau case. And this guy's a big fan of these cases, but what I like about it, it is very small. You know, it comes in terms of case diameter, you're looking at 35 millimeters in terms of case diameter. Because of the tonneau case, this is pretty much lugless, you could say. But in terms of lug to lug, you're looking at 42.5 millimeters. And the case is reasonably thin as well at 11.4 millimeters. The bandwidth is 18 millimeters, and this watch hosts either the Seiko NH35 movement, or you can opt for the more pricier option of the Sellita SW200, which is a Swiss movement, guys, that we're all aware of on the channel here. But looking at the dial, this is a very unique palette, I have to say, of color. I'm wondering what you would call that. It's like a plum type finish. Look at the lume that's applied on the bezel. Swiss C3 Luminova. Very nicely. There's a brush finishing throughout. Let's just get a closer zoom in for you guys. Let's just focus that for you to look at the quality of the finishing. So that brush satin finish. I do like the finishing on the crown. That's very nice indeed. And look at the beveling there, guys. Can you see that beveling? A high-end finish polish beveling throughout as well. And you've got an engraved crown there as well. To this, see how it plays. Very nice indeed. Some nice high-end finish polish as well. Nice satin finish. You got the lume, sort of what you call it, that lume on the case. I'm assuming there would be some sort of protection on those lume because I'm worried that they could get damaged quite easily. But guys, overall, a very suave, sophisticated timepiece that potentially for me could be a unisex piece, a his and hers timepiece, I would say. The bracelet is quite generic, I have to admit. There may need some improvement. This is the clasp. It's okay for what it is, but there's room for a little bit of improvement there. But don't forget, guys, this is the early stages of production, so this may not be the finished article yet. But looking at the base of the case of the watch, I love the color palette that he's used there, and he's applied a lot of lume, and the finishing is nice. The only negative I'll say, yep, the bracelet isn't anything amazing, you know, to be honest with you, but this is a early concept model of the piece, but it's very intriguing in terms of color. Let's have a play with the movement here. Yeah, it's a Seiko NH35. Very nice indeed. Now, it's something different, you know, at 35mm case diameter. It's going to appeal to your watch aficionados, your watch enthusiasts, people that love this style of watch. So it's bringing the tonneau case, that it's got a bit of a vintage vibe, I can say, you know, into the 21st century. And I think Robert really is achieving his objective there. Let's take a closer look at the Mw5, and this is a chronograph. Now, this watch isn't a mechanical watch. This is what you call mecha quartz, which is a quartz movement that very much acts like a mechanical chronograph. And let me give an example what I mean. So we hit the upper pusher. You can see that the chronograph there is ticking away. It's quite smooth in the way it ticks, which is very cool. But there's no way really of you, there's no tachometer or anything like that. But it's got a very cool, unique style. I do like the aesthetic of these watches. They did capture my heart, I have to say. And the case is exactly the same as the other model as well. So they're both sharing the same cases, but one gives you a chronograph movement, the Mecha Quartz from Seiko, and the other one is a Seiko NH35 with the option of going Swiss. Now, guys, I would probably say there's probably no need to go Swiss on this. I think the NH35 will be absolutely fine, but I love the color palette that he's using, you know, especially on this one. Like, it's like a plum burgundy, you know, red there. Just very soft looking, very unique and elegant, I would say. So guys, look, if you like these watches, have a look at the Kickstarter campaign. I'll leave a link in the description. Let me know what your thoughts are. We want to help a guy out on his journey to produce his dream watches, guys. So guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.